Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, Shawn Puff, the Commish, here bringing you your Week 6 Omega Psi preview and breakdown. Man, it's been a crazy, crazy season so far. We've got 2 winless teams left in the defending Omega Bowl champion, Lights Kamara action. Huge upset to see them there after being picked to be one of the top teams in the league heading into this year. We're followed by the NB Bulldogs, also 0-5, yet to get a win. That's what happens when your wife does your draft for you because you're serving and protecting the city. But man, which one of these teams is going to be the first one to get a win this year? Could it happen this week in Week 6? It very well could. We'll see what happens. We got one winless team left. The Green Bowl Packers, the team that was in the Omega Bowl against Lights Kamara action last week, now is 5-0 and looking good heading down the stretch. We're about almost halfway through the season. Next week is the official halfway point because we got 13 weeks. So a lot of crazy stuff coming up. By the way, don't mind the hair, the beard. I'm growing it out. For Halloween, I'm going to be Mr. T. So I'm going to straight grow my beard all the way in. And on Halloween, I'm shaving everything into a mohawk, like a legit Mr. T mohawk for the day. So, just so you know, not that you care. But anyway, let's run down this week. We got a lot of great games this week. My game of the week this week is going to be the OG Vic Squad versus the Westfield Slaughterhouse. So that'll be the last game that we look at this week. We'll start out right now in Southside, where the Southside Shockers will play host to the Little Lebowski Underachievers. The Underachievers are 4-1, not really underachieving much so far this year. They are looking really great. They're going into this one as a big underdog. Edelman put up 20 points on Thursday night for the Shockers, and injuries all abound. And even though they don't really have the guys that are injured on this team, there's guys that are injured that are going to affect the play of other guys. The Underachievers are only projected to put up 98 this week, while the Southside Shockers projected to put up 112. Boy, I would love to see that one. I'm going to go along with ESPN and pick the Shockers to get their second win and shock the world and take out the Underachievers, knock them down a notch, knock them to 4-2, and get to 3-3 themselves. 2-4 rather themselves, with the Shockers still trying to reach 500. The NB Blazers will travel to the New Bedford Blazers will travel to NB to take on the NB Bulldogs in our annual Brother Bowl. Well, this week in Brother Bowl, the Blazers have been looking great this year. They're on a little losing streak. They were undefeated, lost their last 2, and they're looking to come back from that. So they're sitting at 3-2, hanging with Hernandez and a game behind the Underachievers. So they're hoping for an Underachievers loss and a win for themselves to get themselves back up there, tied for first place. The Bulldogs, of course, projected to only put up 82, while the Blazers are projected to put up 90. Nobody's played for either one of these teams. Like I said, things were looking good for the Blazers earlier on in the year. They're still waiting for AJ Green to come back and to make a to make a splash, to make a difference this year. So we'll see if the Blazers can pull this one off. I'm calling the Blazers taking out the Bulldogs in Brother Bowl 1 this year. Should be a good one. Check that game out. Then the undefeated Green Bowl Packers travel to Bipolar to take on the Bears. The Bears have been that team that's looked up and down. They look good and they don't look good, but they set 4-1 atop their division. This is going to be a great matchup, a battle of the undefeated 5-0, the second place, leading their division, but second place in the conference, 4-1 Bipolar Bears. This is a conference matchup, so there could be playoff implications come the end after this one. 121-109 is the projection. The Green Bowl Packers projected to stay undefeated through Week 6 against the Bears. Man, the Bears just haven't been able to get it like they wanted to be. They got a good team. They're looking good. They're going to be a team to beat. But I'm going to take the Packers coming out victorious in this one. Next on the plate, we've got the Little Compton Chaos traveling to Svenfish to take on the Showboats. The Showboats are favored to win this one 103-94. As I said last week, the Little Compton Chaos will never win again. They sit at 2-3 right now and could really use a win against the Showboats. A Showboat win would be great for them, put them at 500. Right now they sit atop the Greystone South Conference. They'd like to give themselves a little bit of breathing room and get themselves at least to 500 at this point in the year. So I'm going to call the Svenfish Showboats getting the win, mainly because the Little Compton Chaos are never going to win a game again. They might as well just blow their team up. I expect to see that go up on the board this week, that they're blowing their team up. Lights Kamara action. Winless travels to Plymouth to take on the Mad Pilgrims. The Pilgrims were left shocked when they only got 1 point from Josh Gordon. That one really hurt him. Golden Tate has 22 points on the bench for Lights Kamara action, so that could come to bite them if they don't get the performances they want from their other guys out there. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to call Lights Kamara action, pulling their heads out of their asses and getting their first win against the Mad Pilgrims this week. Next on the chart, we've got Hanging with Hernandez going up against Make America Great Again on the road. Hanging with Hernandez projected to win this one 110-104. They sit at 3-2, while Make America Great Again, it sits at 2-3, so it's a huge game for MAGA. They've had some trouble since losing their quarterback Drew Brees this year. We'll see if they can pull things together. Going into this game, should be interesting. Both guys sat their giants, Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram, who both put up 0 points. Smart sits by both of them. We'll see what happens as we go into this one. Man, Tyreek Hill's supposed to be back. Dalvin Cook, Aaron Rodgers, McLaughlin. This Hanging with Hernandez team is going to be a problem, especially with a healthy Tyreek Hill on that team. I'm taking Hanging with Hernandez to get the victory. Nothing's going to be going too great for MAGA this week. Then we travel to Dig Newtons. We travel to Dig with the Newtons take on the Virginia Beach Homers. The Homers got 23 points from Tommy Terrific this week, but the Newtons got 32 points from the Pats defense in that same game. Wow, what a defensive showing for them. The Beach Homers are projected to lose 107-117. Man, this is another team. You got Stephon Diggs. You've got Melvin Gordon. You've got Tyler Boyd. You got Royce Freeman. But when I look over on that other side and I see Amari Cooper, I see Christian McCaffrey, I see Calvin Ridley, I'm taking the Beach Homers to take out Dig Newtons this week. The Beach Homers will go to 3-3. Dig Newtons will go to 2-4. That's my call. Now we're at the game of the week. The game of the week this week, the OG Vic squad, who currently sit at 4-1 in second place in the Riverside East, take on the Westfield Slaughterhouse, who sit at 3-2 and are in second place in the Riverside West. Right now, it's 13 points from James White and 12 points from Sony Michel for these two teams heading into this game. It's projected a 106-104 OG Vic squad victory. So it's who do you watch in this game? I gotta say, Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be the guy to watch for the Vic squad to see what he does, what he's able to accomplish with no Devontae Adams there. Could be a little hurting. Mark Ingram on the other side is going to be the guy to watch for the Westfield Slaughterhouse. This is going to be a close one. It's going to come to the wire. I want to call it a toss-up, but I'm going to go out on the limb, and I'm going to call the home team, the Westfield Slaughterhouse, coming out with the victory this week and moving to 4-2. And that's where the OG Vic squad will be as well. So this game could lead to some serious playoff implications down the road. You got to remember, you play the other team the other teams in your conference once all year long. So the win here for either team gives them the tiebreaker when it comes to playoff time. Should be a great game. Should be a great week. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. There's still guys in it. There's guys that are almost not in it. It's do or die time for a few teams. The Bulldogs, the Action, possibly even the Shockers. All in situations where they can't really afford to lose again. The Shockers probably in the toughest situation, taking on the underachievers. They're going to need a very, very big win this week. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this goes. I hope you're ready. Are you ready? Because it's time for some football. Sit down, crack a beer, roll a doobie, and get ready. Because Omega Psi Week 3 is about to start now.